All right, so peace everyone. I hope you guys can see me well. I probably shouldn't record this video, but look, I'm pushing through today regardless. The power is out where I'm at, and I'm like, no, I took too much time to prepare for this video, and I want to get it out to you guys as soon as possible. So what I wanted to talk about in today's video is crystals and how to work with these crystals, and just some common mistakes that people make when using crystal healing. So when I first started my journey in spirituality, I actually started off with crystals. I remember going to a crystal shop in my local area. It was called Crystal Blue, and it was pretty much a metaphysical store, and I was excited to just go in and look at the things that they were offering, and came across some really cool crystals. Came across the whole crystal collection. Had no idea what they were, but I just thought it was ironic that every time I picked up a crystal and read the healing properties, it was things that I was dealing with, or things that I felt like I was struggling with when it came along to my spiritual journey and me growing to be who I am today. So I remember the first crystal that I actually picked up in the crystal shop was the amethyst crystal. And amethyst is usually the crystal that most people start with along in their journey. Amethyst is a really good crystal for increasing psychic powers. It's really good for the crown chakra energy. So anything around your mind and how you think, dreaming, all of those things, it really heals the crown. And at that time, my third eye was awakened, and I was just like, my crown chakra was so overactive out of all of the things that I was learning about myself and about God and my spiritual path and my destiny. It was so fitting that I ended up bonding with this amethyst, which I began to just like really keep on my person for days at a time. I would meditate with it. I would definitely stare at it, stargaze at it, things of that nature. And then I no longer even have an amethyst, because that part of my chapter at least is done. I just didn't resonate with that crystal anymore, ended up losing it, right? And so I just quickly want to introduce you guys to crystal healing and how it can be beneficial for you along your journey. So I'll just start by saying what a crystal is. All right, a crystal is actually it is a species made from the earth. It is a rock, right? And it's created, its color and its style is created based off of the pressure that it goes through in its process of it being created. Just like we know that pressure makes diamonds, right? So in this life, in this earth creates all different types of minerals and rocks. This right here is a lapis lazuli. This crystal is really good for me for when it comes to communication and public speaking, okay? I have a habit of getting nervous, I don't know why, when I'm public speaking. So this crystal right here, it has been set with the intention to allow me to communicate effectively, allow me to remove any type of nervousness that may be in my aura when I'm speaking. And so that is the intention that I had set for this crystal. But basically, crystals are rocks that the earth creates in different climates, different environments, and they all have healing properties, just like we are creatures of the Most High, and we all have different characteristics. We all have different spiritual gifts that we have. It's the same thing with crystals. They have spiritual gifts. They have powers. Now, I know a lot of religious people may say you don't put no man before God and this, that, and the other, but this is God's creation. There's no way that I can put a rock okay, right before the Most High, the creator of all things. That just sounds ridiculous, all right? So if you ever encounter, you know, the dogma practitioners and things like that, just know, like, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They have not dug deep into what spirituality really is. And so, yes. So let's go. Let's get into it. So crystals, like I said, have their own healing properties, and each crystal is different based off of its environment and the vibe that is created around this crystal. So you have a wide variety of different species of crystals. Like I was showing you, this is my lapis lazuli, which is really good for communication, healing, around communication. So if you're having a tough time, you know, you're arguing with your mate, whatever, I would simply sit this rock in a corner, put it in your pocket, rub it for, you know, just some reassurance that this is the energy, and it can also be manipulated using this powerful crystal here. So just some little things that I wrote down. So I'm just gonna be looking at my notes just so I stay on topic, right? Because this topic is easy for me to go on a rant, because I mean, I see so many things on social media and I'm just like, wow, like, people really fear what they don't understand. Instead of just trying to educate themselves, they just choose not to. But anyways, this is why I'm making this video, so that I can spread this knowledge, right? So, oh, it is raining like cats and dogs outside. Okay, so common mistakes made when using crystals. All right, so the first mistake I think that a lot of people do in any type of spiritual ritual or practice is that people do not cleanse their tools properly. Okay, I see a lot of people hop into, you know, doing rituals and they're not even cleansing their space, they're not cleansing their tools. They are just hopping in and doing this work, not enchanting their herbs. You have to do these things. And so what that means and what that may look like for a crystal is, if I'm purchasing a crystal, wow, if I am purchasing a crystal from my local crystal shop, or I ordered it offline, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm not going to continue to carry it on my person and just set my intentions right away. No, I'm actually going to get some sort of smudging tool. I'm gonna pray over it. I'm going to make sure that this rock is clear and free of any type of energy that does not belong to me, or that is not trying to have the intentions that I am having with this crystal. Now, you'll hear stories about people using crystal magic and how things just go disarray in their life. I do believe that has a part to do with it, because you have to make sure that you're setting the intentions and that you are clearing any previous intentions that may have been on this crystal, right? So that's the first thing. So I would get like a sage, I would get a non-chapa incense, I would get some frankincense. That's my favorite smudging option. Or if you do not even have that, salt water is good. Now make sure that the crystal can be placed into water, because some crystals are not water friendly. Okay, you also have salt, sunlight will charge it or clear it as well, clear it of any previous energy that was on it. Moon water, moon energy as well. But if not, if you do not have any of those things accessible to you, prayer works. You can pray, right? Your mind, and you are magic. You have the power as well. All right, so don't forget that. So yes, now with charging your crystals, it is important to charge your crystals. think of it as a phone, right? This is a phone that has a battery. You are going to need to charge it, right? Same thing with your crystals. Now, things that will charge it right off the bat is sunlight. We know that sun gives you source energy, that gives you everything you need to fire up things in your life. The sun DNA, it activates DNA in everything, everyone, including crystals. All right, so you can use sunlight, meaning you can go ahead and grab the crystals that you have already cleansed and put them out into the sun. Put them on your window pane so that the sun is beaming through them, and that is going to charge up your crystal. All right, you can do that for a day, hour, however long you feel called to do it. All right, remember, this is your magic, okay? Another common mistake that I see people using is using the same crystal for everything. Now, we all have our gifts. Everybody, everything in this life has a purpose, right? The bees have a purpose. The alligators have a purpose. We all have a job to do. Now, you cannot go ahead and program a crystal to be everything in your life. It just doesn't work like that. That's why you do have people who have, you know, like crystal collections and things of that nature, right? So you want to make sure that you are not using the same crystal for everything, and that you are, you know, and this is something that will kind of come naturally to you. You will naturally grow to just grow your crystal collection depending on how far into the magic you get, right? Remember, this is your magic. This is what you believe in. So some people just don't resonate with working with other energies like that. That's fine. Maybe crystal magic is not your thing. But then you'll have some people who literally will have a whole crystal collection. And it will be somewhat of their altar work, you know, something that they use as a form to connect with source, all right? Another common mistake is keeping your crystals dusty. All right, so we know that clutter is just not a place for anything to grow in. If you want to attract things into your life, you have to make room for things to come into your life, for things to come into your energy field. So if I have a bunch of nice crystals and I set them with the intention, of, you know, bringing in more abundance for me, you have to understand, if your space is cluttered, there's not going to be nothing coming into you. That is spirituality rule number one. A lot of you guys are lost with that. Your house is a damn mess. You know, your mind is a mess. Your bedroom is a mess, right? So you're wondering why you're having bad dreams, why you're not able to attract or buy new things, new outfits, why you can't keep money. It's because of your space. So it's the same thing with crystals. Crystals will thrive in a clean environment. If you have your crystals looking all dusty and whatever the case is, in the corner, underneath the bed, honey, that crystal is not about to do anything for you. It has nothing for you at that point. It is trying to survive in its environment. So the focus and intention is somewhere else. You have to understand that these things carry energy. This life has meaning. Everything in this life has a purpose. Everything in this life has a meaning. So you have to look at your crystals in that way, right? So that is just some common things that I notice people are struggling with when they are using crystals. All right, so I hope this video helped somebody. I'm so sorry for the lighting situation. For those who don't know, I'm living in Ghana now, and honey, the power goes out every other couple of days. It just is what it is. It's completely fine. It's just is what it is, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you guys are using your crystals and what is your favorite crystal to work with. Ashe. All right, love you guys. See you in the next one. Peace.